to Lorenzo Data Solutions. My name is Anipe Abraham, SAP SuccessFactors Consultant and Corporate Trainer. So today, in this short video, I would like to explain about the latest release updates only on time management. So in my previous video, I have explained about the latest release updates related to Employee Central. So in this short video, I'm going to explain about release updates for H2 2025 based on time management. So there are very important updates I have already posted on my website. I believe that some of you have already gone through it, but at the same time, I would like to explain the same in a detailed manner and the purpose behind it so that it may help you, those who are going through this short video. So as you all know that with regarding the preview release, which is October 13th, 2025, and a production release date between 14th November to 16th November 2025. Okay, so we will go directly to the first one. So now um, this is related to the time of functionality, right? So now, you have something called a time account type unit, right? In the, when you create, vacations, sick leaves with your time account types means for your time accounts, the balances should be calculated based on days and hours. But now from this release, you know, SAP introduced that uh, it also supports the time account type, unit also set to weeks, but usually we have a recurring time type, a permanent time type, right? But actually this week's option, it is only going to support when you are going to create you know the permanent, it is only going to select the unit as a weeks, but it is only going to support the time accounts which are created permanent, not the recurring accounts. So that also we should understand one thing with regarding this weekly options support. So, but actually this functionality is introduced keeping in mind the legal requirements of Australia, right? So now you can go to the time account type and you can configure, but you have to make sure that we have you must go and activate the deduction field on requested time of UI, otherwise it will not work. So the system displays your balances, your leaves taken, planned leaves, and everything will be displayed on weekly when you are going to create any time type using the weekly basis. So here you can just look at the time information, like in the absences you can see, like you can see the taken, you have an option, right? For example, you can see 0.35 weeks, 1.2 weeks, instead of like 7 days or, you know, 2 days, 3 days, you have an option that where you can also display, the taken balances on weekly as well when you create your time accounts. But that only supports when the time accounts are created with the permanent, not a recurring. And also you can see the time accounts also will display the amount posted on weekly basis, the balances, what is, and after the balance and everything will display. But usually you will see the recurring accounts like hours or days, that zero point 0.5 days, 1 day is posted, and the final balance, what is taken, it is going to be deducted, and you're able to see. But now you'll be also experiencing the functionality on a weekly basis as well. So this is also very interesting feature, but in the current version, but leave accruals deductions can be managed in weeks, but make sure it is for Australia legal requirements. In the previous versions, leave accruals and deductions as I told you from the beginning, it is only managed based on days and hours. But now, due to the compliance, the legal requirements, SAP enhanced this functionality, definitely a valid requirement. So here, remember, this is only customer configured. This feature is not enabled automatically in the system. Okay, now let us try to understand the next one. Automatic recalculation of changes in a holiday calendar. So this is also very important update in time management. But there is a small slight update that we should do in the time management configuration object. So in the time management configuration object, you will find one more additional field from H2 2025. So you'll find this one like automatic recalculation after holiday calendar changes. So now that means, do you want to allow the system to recalculate the changes that you are updating to your holiday calendar? Usually what happens, right, when you create a holiday calendar and then you update it during the year end time of process. Every year you update new holiday calendar. Sometimes maybe once the holiday calendar is updated and maybe in the future you try to, you know, make some changes to the holiday calendar, maybe the past date or present date or the future date. Now what the system is going to do now, the system is going to, you know, recalculate that, you know, automatic recalculation will happen in case if there are any days that are updated, you know, maybe a particular day the employee has taken a leave and that particular day maybe as an updated as a particular day as a holiday. In the future the system will do the recalculation automatically and it will update the changes to the system without any manual effort, right? But earlier what you have to do, if someone has applied the leave and then that particular day, if in case you are updating the any particular day as a holiday, you have to do the manual corrections that particular day the user has applied, then you have to cancel that so that that will be considered as a public holiday, so that because you have taken that particular day as a holiday. So that's why the system will automatically manage these changes in the system. So that means the automatic recalculations to be triggered for all the changes within the holiday calendar object. So this is also very important. But if you wanted to activate this feature, you have to make sure you have to go to the manage data and the time management configuration object, and you have the object and then you have to go and select this one is equal to yes. But remember, this is also customer configured, but it's not like a universal automatic update. Okay, now let us try to understand the third one, which is automatic synchronization of clock in clock out for employees who are on long-term leaves, LOA, like leave of absences. Usually in time of, for example, someone is on maternity leave or someone is on maybe a long-term leave, maybe unpaid leave, for example. Every time when you create a long-term leaves, the time type has to be always created with a valid event and event reason. So when a user is going to enter, or maybe your HR team is going to enter unpaid leave, or maybe by the user based on the availability of ESS or non-ESS. So the user, when he requests and when the record is updated, sorry, approved. So what happens? The system will automatically updates the employee job info record with employee status, whether the employee is on a long-term leave like a paid leave or unpaid leave. And also there will be two records will be updated in the system. When one is planned event reason and written from leave, another event reason. From that period to start date to the end date, the system will show you two leave LOA status records. So between that period, you are there as unpaid leave or a paid leave. So it automatically updates. But what is happening when it comes to the timesheet, when the user is going to record clock in, clock out for a LOA, it was not supporting earlier. But now what the system is doing now with this release update, the system is going to read the status of the employee job record. Suppose someone is on LOA, so automatically the system also will show you the output saying it that you are also sorry. You're not allowed to use a clock in, clock out. Why? Because your job status is showing as your long-term leave. Here it is. For example, you can see the employee is on long-term sick leave. Um, and you can see, and the event reason is also updated, and also the employee status is also updated. But actually the employee status supposed to change maybe as a paid leave, but in this screen you're seeing it as a active, but usually it has to show as a maybe employees on paid leave. It is only showing as a, okay, it's a written one. I'm sorry, this is a written record, we are seeing it, but in this screen it will show as a leave of absence start date as an example. At that time the status also will change here. In this context, in this screen we can clearly see it is not changing it, but that needs to be corrected as for this screen. So the status will change that you are on paid leave or you are on unpaid leave, you are on some XYZ leave. So you are going to see. So what the system will do, the clock in, clock out, the system will read the employee job status for all the employees who are on long-term leave. And if someone is trying to record, and the system will immediately show the message that you're not allowed to record. Why? Because you are on LOA. So that is one important update. So that's why you can see in the current version, clock in, clock out, employees can't clock in when employees on employee. So now the system is going to automatically synchronize and trigger the the record changes in the time tracking. For example, if you see an employee who went on LOA on June 22nd and tries to clock in time between 22nd June, and then immediately the system will show the message as here. This is the one, this is the latest one. But earlier it was allowing the employees to able to assign the clock in and clock out, so which is not okay. So that's one of the thing that you are able to see in the previous versions when employees, so you have to go and enter manually, that you have to come to the clock in that one, and it will show that you go and select this period and all. But here it is not going to help you, because it will show immediately that sorry, you are not allowed to use a clock in because you are on a LOA. So that is one of the important update, that it is automatically on, so you don't need to do anything extra configurations required. Next one, let us also understand about the automatic update of labels on time off and timesheet on to do cards and all on the home page. Usually you may be changing a lot of labels, right? Every time the labels, you don't see that it's getting updated on the cards. For example, on the home page you see there is something called standard working hours or standard working time. Maybe let us say for with regarding the timesheet, or maybe you have applied leave for a vacation, the start date and end date. Now you change to some other label, so it usually doesn't show that label change directly on the card. It was there from the beginning, but now from this release, when something is changed, for example, the scheduled working time label has been changed in the backend on the employee timesheet object, and automatically what happened, I changed this scheduled working time to planned working time. So now what will happen, that change also will be displayed on the cards immediately once the change is done. But earlier, if you have done some changes to the label on the cards, when it comes to the time of cards, the timesheet cards, it doesn't display, right? It won't show, but now it is going to show all the changes that on the cards. So this is also another one. So now when you modify the standard labels using your language features or maybe your configure object definition, so the system, now this has to be done. If you want the system to display language cards that to display for a particular one, then you have to go to the manage languages, and then you have to update the labels. So automatically the time of cards, the timesheet cards for when it relates to the workflow will display the changes that you do it. Okay, so this is also another one um, that so after you update the label, it may not reflect the changes immediately. So you may have to wait for a few minutes before you see the updates. That is also, maybe it could be one of the reasons, maybe because of the history, the cookies and everything. You have to just clear it, open the browser and try to verify it, and you'll be able to see the changes updated in the system. So this feature is also update available automatically in the system from the H2 2025. Next update is yearly view on the Teams calendar. So currently you are able to see the Teams calendar on day wise, weekly wise, monthly, right? But now we have an option available from H2 2025 release that you can also view the Teams calendar based on yearly as well. So, but now you want to enable it, but again, you have to go to the time management configuration object, and there you have a feature called enable yearly team absence calendar is equal to yes. So this is how it looks like this, as you can see in the screen. And once you enable this feature, but you can also test it in the lower environments, whatever the systems that you have, you can verify it and you can test it, and you can see that how it is looking good or not, and you can opt in accordingly as for your customer choice. So once it is enabled, then the front end point of view, when a user is going to view team absence calendar, and you will be able to see yearly option also added along with the day, weekly and month options as well. So these are the a few updates which are very important. I have one more update which is also very important. This update is about suppression of cancellation of email notifications on editing pending absences. See, this one usually what happens, right? For example, whenever there are pending absences, that the what you call is pending, right, for an approval. Suppose when pending absence was edited by an employee, what the system is doing, the system is sending you two email notifications to your approvers, for example your manager. One notification indicating cancellation of the original request, the another was edited corrections. So what is happening? The system is creating unnecessary confusion, as the original request was not actually cancelled, but it was actually adjusted. But now what the system is telling you, it has sent you the cancellation and edited notification. But now, but with this release, you don't need to do any other extra configuration, but the cancellation email notification is automatically suppressed. That means your original pending, request, whatever is there, you're trying to edit it. Now, what the system will do, the system will only send the notification a single email as a, what you have updated it, but it will not send the additional notification as a cancellation email, so that will not create any confusion. That means there will be only one email notification is sent when a pending absence is edited. Up to now, what is happening when a pending absence leave request is edited and adjusted the dates, maybe two more days you have extended your leave, or 2 more days that you have reduced your leaves. So what is system is telling you, system is additionally sending that you are actually canceling, but actually you didn't cancel it, but you actually edited the notification, you have edited the request. So now what the system will do, the system will send a single notification. From now onwards, there will be no extra unnecessary cancellation email notification which was creating unnecessary confusion for your approvers. So these are the Okay, this feature is also automatically on in the system from the H2 2025 release. So these are some of the updates that I wanted to explain to you, and hopefully those who have gone through this short video helpful for everyone. And thank you so much for watching this short video, and see you all again next time with new updates. Bye everyone.